All right, it's Wednesday. You know what that means. Plant and garden expert Craig Hignight is joining us live to answer all of your burning questions. First of all, good morning, Craig.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Great to see you. We have a question right off the bat from Joe Bunt. How do I get my African violet to blossom?
Okay, African violets, they like two things: very bright light and warm temperatures. That's why they always did so well in Grandma's house. It was so warm in there. So you're going to want them near a very sunny window and, not necessarily right on the windowsill where that cold air is running down and across the sill. Maybe set them back just a little bit so the cold air goes down the wall rather than running around your African violet.
Our next question comes in from Ed. Is it too late to lay down sod and transplant a lilac tree?
Well, it's a little, no, go ahead, do the lilac, but you got to remember, you're going to have to cut it down quite a bit when you're transplanting it. As far as sod, if you can find it, still time to put it down.
All right, this is another question from Joe. And this one we had to talk about in the commercial break first because I wasn't sure if he was making a funny or if this was real. So the question is, how should I take care of my mother-in-law's tongue?
Well, you brush it no. Mother-in-law's tongue, Sansevieria, snake plant, they are very easy, actually. If you look at them, they're very plastic looking, so they want bright light. They will get by under lower light conditions, but let them dry out. They are very shallow rooted. So you're always going to drain the excess when you water, and let them dry down a little bit better than you do your average house plant.
We got another one from our friend Joe. So he was wondering, what do houseplants need during the winter?
Houseplants need tender loving care. They need a humidifier running, maybe a pebble tray or pebble saucer under the plant to raise the humidity around them. And, we're coming into those 16 darkest weeks of winter, so make sure that you're giving those plants that turn every couple of 3 days because they're only getting the best light from one side. Not a lot of fertilizer, and watch your watering.
Gosh, you said 16 darkest weeks of winter.
Sorry.
That seems never ending.
That's not up to me.
Oh my goodness. All right, well, we have a question from Cindy. Is it too late for my Brussels sprouts to produce?
No, actually, if the Brussels sprouts haven't filled out by now, you're probably not going to get a crop this year. You've got to get those in early. That is a very long season crop, and they don't even taste their best until after we've had 1 or 2 killing frosts. So, it's still a little early for Brussels sprouts to be harvested.
Let's get one more in here from Mary before we cut back to you in a second. But I have some New York ironweed plants. When or how do I plant them?
Ironweed?
Yes.
I'm not even sure where you're going to find those things, but if you've got them available now, get them in the ground. They're going to be safer letting Mother Nature take care of them than you trying to take care of them through the winter. And, that's the best you can do.
All right, so we've got time for one more question before we head to commercial. We need to overseed our entire lawn. How do we protect it from the birds eating it?
No, what you're going to do, you're going to use a slit seeder. This looks like a miniature grain drill. It literally opens a slit, puts the seed in the ground, closes the slit back up. No bird food on the ground, and the seed will be just fine until next spring when it sprouts. It's too late for it to grow this year.
All right, well, we're going to head to commercial, but keep making sure you put your questions in our Facebook stream. It's live right now on our WQAD Facebook page. We'll be right back. All right, hey, welcome back. Well, we were talking over the commercial break, and Craig, you want to go back and reference a question we had about protecting the lawn from birds and overseeding.
Right. If you're just overseeding in general, you rake the seed in and then you scatter straw over it. But you break the straw bale on the driveway, fluff it up, and carry just the shaft of the straw to put on the yard. You don't want all the weed seed and whatever that was in the bale of the straw.
Okay. Let's see. Yeah, Tim is wondering, is it okay to cut off my peonies? Should I do any fertilizing or mulch on them?
Well, they can be cut off now. We haven't had a killing frost, but they're not going to be putting down too much more food. As far as fertilizing, you're going to wait until the spring and use a good organic fertilizer on each plant, and they don't need mulch. Peonies are perfectly hardy, and they really don't care for mulch.
Deborah wants to know, how do you get rid of pokeweed in your yard?
Pokeweed, oh, that one you're probably going to have to go out and put on your rubber glove, and then cotton glove over that, dip your fingers in your weed killer, and paint some of the leaves on each plant. So you're killing the whole thing, because they can be quite invasive. And even if you can't do that, cut the seed head off. You do not want them to go to seed. They can be extremely invasive.
Sounds tedious.
It does. Now, Mary is coming back. We're going back to Mary's question about the ironweeds. I might have said ironweed plants. She meant ironweed seeds. Just how should she plant them?
Ironweed seeds?
Yes.
Okay. This,
Oh,
you're gonna go two different routes. You're gonna take your seed, divide it into two batches. One batch you're going to plant in the garden now. The second batch is going into a Ziploc bag and into the lettuce crisper for the winter. Then in the spring, you're going to plant that seed just in case your fall planted seeds don't make it through. You're kind of hedging your bets a little bit.
Barbara wants to know, when can I trim back my roses?
We really would like to have a couple of pretty good frosts before the roses get cut back. I've actually seen them bloom very well if we have some decent weather in November, so I wouldn't do that cut back until the 1st of December.
Cheryl is wondering, she just had a 20-year-old azalea transplanted into her flower bed. How can she best care for it?
Okay, right now, you're going to mulch it. Mulch it very well. You want that ground to cool down as slowly as possible. You won't put any fertilizer on until next spring, and then you're going to use root stimulator, obviously. And since this plant is in a kind of a fragile situation, put up a windscreen around it so the wind doesn't blow through the plant and dry it out over the winter.
Okay. Luana, or Luana, forgive me if I pronounced that wrong, wants to know, when can we cut the dead limbs on my oak tree?
Oh, the ground has to be frozen. You're not going to be touching that oak tree until at least December. And you probably want to get it done before the end of February. The ground has to be frozen, or really should be frozen, if you're pruning on an oak.
Cindy was wondering, I have a tall sunflower with multiple small blooms. Do I cut the stalk down or leave it to bloom again next year?
Oh, well, if it's a standard sunflower, it's going to be gone. Mother Nature's going to take care of that. If it is the perennial sunflower, you're going to go ahead and cut it down in the spring, just, say along in late March, early April, just before it comes back. There are hardy sunflowers in this area.
Okay, my producer's gonna kill me, but we literally just have one more question. So answer this one really quick, okay? Neil says, can I till a garden and seed it for the lawn next year now?
Yes, go ahead and do it. Just remember, get it done soon.
So short answer, yes, get it done soon.
Get it done soon.
Perfect. All right, thanks so much for joining us, Craig, and thank you for submitting all of your questions. Good Morning Quad Cities at 11. We'll be right back after this break.